What is up, guys? Rimu here. Good evening. It's a Sunday night here in Japan. Had a big dinner. Today I'll be going over my skill tree. I got a comment on YouTube that said, "No, would you mind showing me your skill tree?" I'm fine with that. I did get a few more comments in email asking me about some other questions. I'll go ahead and answer later on. The main thing I'll go over, obviously, it is a skill tree. And first, I'd like to say thank you for your reply. Thank you for your support. This is my skill tree right here, so I'll go ahead and get straight to it. The question I'll go ahead and go through right here is the first one is the does my bouncer and hunter skill tree looks like. I'll go ahead and go through the subclass first, and I'll go ahead and show you the skill tree. So hunter, very general. Everything is not that special. Everything's the same. J bonus, Fury stance, everything here. Take 10 points in Iron Will and take 5 points and never give up. Very I guess you can get traditional hunter style or very meta like for the hunter now. But however, the Fury critical right here for the 25%. Now if you are not running crit damage, you just want to run flat damage, high damage, that is fine. You can take the 10 points off here and put it wherever you like. Now if you use sword gear, use your wire lance, partisan, whichever you use, go ahead and put it in there if you want. If not, you can put it, if you're running hunter main, take a point in here, take 5 points in there, and take a 1 point in healing guard, take a few points in step advance. Anything is fine. I like to put my 10 points in Fury in Fury critical because I do like the sync between the bouncer and the hunter. The 85% crit when the critical field is active. You do get that 85%. It's a flat 85%. There's nothing too conditional like the fighter, which I'll go over later on. So this is the very general hunter tree right now. Everybody's pretty much using something on the lines of this. And for bouncer, this is my current bouncer tree. My bouncer is main, so I'll take 1 point in here. 1 point gives me 30s attack. You know, why not? You know, why not take it? Just take it. You know, I mean, it's not like you're gonna run out of points here anytime soon because bouncer trees are very short. 5 points in bouncer mag. I do have a dex mag, a hybrid dex mag to be accurate. It's not complete yet. Didn't have much time to play. It's this one right here. It's 180. It's still 10 levels away, but it's gonna be a 90s attack and 100 dex. Now you guys gonna ask a question, the big question. Why would you take a 100 in dex and 90 and just make it pure instead? I didn't want to make it pure for very unique reasons. One, I do love dex, even though people just bash on it saying it's complete useless, it's a piece of crap. To be honest, it is not. Dex does help. If it doesn't help, why would even Sega put it in this game, right? Instead of other than just a level requirement. Dex does help. What Dex does is actually it covers up your minimal damage, the gap between your minimal damage and your maximum damage. So say for example I have 10 points in S attack. 10 points in S attack will give me 20 on my max and 20 on my min. For example, alright? 20 on max, 20 on min. So if I had 100 attack with 10 points in ice attack as a stats, I will get 120 maximum attack, and say my minimum attack is 50. Then I'll get 50. Then I'll get 70 on my minimal attack. It adds 20 on the highest and 20 on the lowest. Now with the dex mag, I don't get the highest. So if I had 100, I'll still have that 100 as the highest, but it doubles the digits that it will be added to my minimum. So instead of having 100 and a 50, if I get 10 points in dex, it will add 40 points onto my minimum and making it maybe a 90 and 100. So now my damage gap is either 90 damage or 100 damage. It's between that. Instead of going from maybe 70 to 120, the damage gap is 50 there. So it's based on how you want to actually control that. If you want the big high damage, go for it. Take a pure attack mag. Feel free to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally prefer a little bit of dex. actually a lot of decks actually. Then I do hit the required damage that I can put out for S attack. Then I throw everything into Dex because I know I don't want any sporadic damage. Especially I do craft my weapons. Craft weapons are very useful right now because of the bouncer skill tree, the 10% increase. That 10% is very nice. And to use that without the 100% crit, you need a lot of Dex. The Dex can cover up a lot of damage for you because the a crafted weapon loses the Dex adjustment automatically on the weapon. Every single weapon that you get comes with a Dex adjustment. A mag without a weapon without a Dex adjustment, the damage becomes very sporadic, and it's really, to be honest, the dexterity is a job to keep the damage in check. And so I run a lot of Dex for that one specific reason, is I want to close the gap on the minimum damage. So going back to the skill tree on my bouncer, like I said, this is the reason why I took the bouncer. I didn't take craft here because my boots was not crafted, but I still wanted the Dex. I still wanted a little bit more S attack. 5 points give me 50% more. If I do max out my 90 S attack with the 50% increase on my 100, I get 140 S attack, 50 T attack, and I get 100 Dex, which is not that bad, to be honest. No, 140 and 100, it's okay. Or you guys can take the 190 pure on the S and lose everything on the Dex. I mean, that's completely up to you guys. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I just prefer it this way. Then obviously, if I'm going jet boots, the jet boots gear, elemental field, critical field, and I took this because for one specific reason, I do use the dual blades every now and then, even though I'm in jet boots mode. Not because this is not even anything is taken here, because I use this just for one thing, just for recovering PP. It recovers it pretty quick. And hit it several times, just unleash the little photon blades in your gear. You can recover quite a bit of PP with this on. The D-band attack PP restoration restores plus 3 PP for every single attack you hit, normal attacks. So that's very nice. So max out that. Max out the I maxed out the shifter. The shifter, because one thing about bouncers is you're in the air all the time, and what this shifter does is increases your damage in the air by 5%. So you're in the air all the time. You're even throwing your techniques in the air. So why not use it, right? And over here we have our very basic jet boots. Take everything in your jet boots here. There was the comment on the previous video asked me about the elemental burst. What is that? This is the thing right here. It's this gear right here. Every single time you cast a technique, you can press a shift button and release the technique in like a little explosion field. Every time you cast a technique, you can use it once, but if you cast it 2 or 3 times, you can only use it once. Still, it doesn't matter. You don't get a one shot. So every time you cast a technique, use it. Every time you cast it, it charges it in your boots. So for example, I can actually charge a technique, release it, then I can use the PAs, and I can chain off the explosion after a PA at the same time, because it keeps the charge within the boots. And obviously, moving on, we have our elemental stance. Now, if you are going jet boots main here, you do not need break stance at all, especially because you have your switch. You can change elements anytime. Elemental stance is always the best for you. It is the best thing you can get out of a bouncer main if you're going jet boots. Obviously, if you do go dual blades, I'll talk about it later. Well, not later. Actually, I'll talk about it right now. This is the for right now. This is the bouncer hunter tree I have, so you guys can go ahead and look over it. I'll post up a link in the bottom on each tree, and main and sub. I'll post it up. This is just more of an explanation. Why did I take it? The reason why I took it, and a little bit of my ideas that was going through my head when I took what I took. Moving on, I'll go ahead and go through the. Moving on is a fighter and bouncer. So I'll go ahead and take bouncer as a sub. So I'll go through the bouncer sub. So here, obviously, craft mastery is maxed. Then I have my bouncer mag. Because I'm going grand full, I do have it crafted. The reason why I took it because I want the craft bonus. So this is obviously should be maxed out. Because you're going dual blades main. This is the only weapon you're gonna use. Just take these two. Now, if you don't want to go bouncer mag, if you have a pure S attack mag, you say, you know, I don't want the dex, you know, remove the dex is useless for me, I don't want it, I don't need it. Go ahead and take the 5 points off here. That's fine, and go ahead and put it onto the elemental. But at least if with this on, you can't. Every time you hit the a weak element on the enemy, you do increase your PP restoration. So it's not that bad. It's like one of the alternative choice. If I had a pure S attack map, which I do, but I won't use it. If I did use it, I would take 5 points off here and put it onto the restoration. Everything else, very same. Max out the shifter, max out the D-band, and max out your photon blades. And the same thing as always, I took the elemental stance. If you do have the 12-star, the Orochi, you can go ahead and take with the 60% increase effect on break stance. If you do have that, if you're lucky enough, go ahead and take the break. I didn't get it, I don't have it, so I took the elemental. I find break stance to be very ineffective against normal mobs. I don't do enough damage on them, to be honest. Frankly, just to be honest, I don't do enough damage. So I did take the elemental stance. Fighter as a main. This part is actually very controversial. Had a lot of people saying I shouldn't have gone the way I gone with it, but I did. It worked out fine. Though granted, if I do screw up, I die instantly with this build. But same thing, fighter main. Take 1 point in here, 30 increase in S attack. Why not? Just take 1 point in it. Everything after that is useless. It takes forever to build up. So just take 1 point in. It's very nice. Obviously, just reverse everything's here. So the critical strike, because I'm going 100%, I want this. This is always maxed out. I took the twin dagger and the knuckle gear, because I do use them every now and then. The knuckles are very beautiful. They're very powerful, especially the meteor fist. That one big fist that comes down from the sky, it hits 1 mil damage flat, and that's amazing. I find that to be absolutely amazing. No buffs on the boss, on anything. No buffs on the enemy. As long as you hit them, it does 1 mil damage with the big fist. Well, that's for me, but for you guys, maybe you guys have a different fist. Maybe it does more, maybe it does less. Just so you guys know that fist, it is really powerful. So I took 1 point in knuckle gear. I took a point in twin daggers because I do use them. I find them very useful every now and then. Moving on, I took the brave stance because I can't hit people on the back. I suck at it. Another point why I took brave stance is because most boss fights, big fights, the weakness of the boss is always in the front. It's always on the head, on the chest, somewhere around there. It's rarely seen that the weakness of a boss is on his butt. So, especially when you're soloing it, the boss is always going to be looking at you. It's not gonna. You look at his butt, he's gonna turn his head around. So there's really no point taking the Y stance. It's kind of hard to hit anything on the Y stance to make it anything effective. So that's why I went with the brave. Obviously, take adrenaline. I took the tech arts JA bonus. Very nice things. And this is the part where it gets very controversial. I took 10 points in limit break. Now, limit break, it gives you that 60 seconds of burst. Very powerful burst. But it reduces your maximum HP down to 25%. Meaning if you had 1000 HP, all of a sudden you're at 250. You get killed in one hit by almost anything in super hard. Now granted, with ultimate coming up, there's no doubt you go in there, you use your limit break, anything that hits you, you're dead. So it became very controversial. People were telling me no, don't take it, it is pointless, take something and chase advance, stuff like that. I say, you know what, forget it, I don't want to take stuff like that. I want to go with the limit break. I could have gone with the chase advance, but I didn't do it. I thought limit break with the deadly the deadline slayer, it procs the deadline slayer. If you're down to 25% HP, you get 150 attack boost, which I thought is very nice. So this right here, PP Slayer, very general. Now the controversial part, if you guys don't want to do this, say you guys don't want to take the 10 points of limit break, you say, alright Remo, you're stupid, you're going crazy, you're going nuts, I don't want to take the 10 points, switch the 10 points from limit break into chase advance, and then take the 5 points out of take 5 points out of Deadly Slayer and put it on Chase Advance. Plus, you have 2 points extra here. because it only requires 3 points to use this. So to move on to PP Slayer, so you have 2 points extra here. You can go ahead and take that into 1 point in Chase Bind, which is normal. It's very common. Just take 1 point in Chase Bind. You get like 25% for 1 point to lock down an enemy. It's not that bad. 1 point in there, and you can put up 1 point double saber, I guess, double saber gear. I guess that'd be one way, but I'll leave that to you guys to figure out what you guys want to do, how you guys. But this is my skill tree. This is how I'm thinking about it. Now it's working out pretty okay for me. The damage is very nice, especially when the boss is down, like they're being retarded. Like the Vol Dragon, you're locking him down, you're smacking his head so hard, and he has his tail in the ground trying to recover his little crystal. Like that moment when you pop that limit break with the dual blades, the damage becomes absolutely phenomenal. But other than that, you know, if you're flying around with 25%, any AoE attack, it's gonna kill you. So this is my skill tree. I'll go ahead and post a link on the bottom of how I built these guys. So let me know in the comments below that if you guys have any other thoughts on how I should build it, go ahead and let me know. So that pretty much wraps it up about tonight. If you guys have anything else you want to add, go ahead and let me know. I think there's something else I forgot to talk about. Was there? Yeah, I think there's. Oh, right. There was one other thing. It's about it's about the boost. So if you guys still don't know, there will be another 10% boost coming up. As in 10% for your grind affix, your level ups, everything. There's a 10% boost coming up for your weapon and grinding and affixing it. There's a 10%, so you guys get ready. I'm already done. I don't want to grind anymore. I don't want to make any more things. Maybe the thing I'll do is I'll probably get this up to level 3, and that's about it. Unit wise, probably not. I'm not gonna try to make another set for 6 slots, just to show you why. I'll go ahead and show. So everybody's favorite is quartz, obviously. Quartz. So let's go ahead and look at units. 6 slot. Okay, and this is the price you get for getting a 6 slot for Quartzo. Now, my biggest problem is, it's not really worth it for a 6 slot at this moment. The inflation of this game is going out of control right now, so I'm happy with my 5 slot. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna work my way up to 6. Granted, I do have the money for it. I think it's complete of a waste. When Ultimate comes out, there's gonna be new units out. There's gonna be new affixes, new souls, new stats. Everything's gonna be new coming out. Why waste your money on this right now? If you are prepared for Ultimate, this is not the time to prepare. Prepare after it comes out. You're gonna get a lot more new stuff, and this thing is gonna be all going down in price. I'll tell you guys this right now. I already played a little bit of Ultimate. That thing is ridiculous. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. I don't suggest you guys go for the 6 if you're thinking about it. If you want to go with the 5, stick with the 5. Don't go anything up. 5 is still okay. It's still around 2 mil. You're okay. That's an okay price for a 5. So I will go with the 5 slot. Forget the 6. The 6 is absolutely ridiculous in price right now. And same thing with the quartz. So if you look at power, just some simple thing. 5 slot power is 3 mil. Move up to 6. You're looking at 8. And that is on a what, 10 star? No, that's a 7. Okay. So that's a 10 star right there. Moving on, you have 10 mil. 10, 14, 17. That is the price for this thing. This is ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and buy this 8 mil just because I'm a jerk. I think I can resell it. Why not? I'll go ahead and post that up for 13 mil. Oh wait, I don't have any room to post. Oh my god. Okay, I need to take some stuff off here then. I'll take it off later. That was actually pretty cheap. That was actually a pretty cheap power 3 right there. But for all you other players, shoot 3 unit. Let's look at 5. 5 is actually not that expensive, I believe. Yeah, 1.8. Same price with shoot 10 mil. You know, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. If you guys do have a little bit of money, go ahead and invest in a 5. If not, go ahead and invest in a 4. If you guys want to make money, this is the best time to do it. This is the best time to make money right here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's on inflation. Go ahead and make what you guys want to make. It is gonna be very, very nice. What I'm gonna do actually is well, these are all actually 5 slots, so I'll go ahead and keep it that way for 6 mil. The Rappy fibers, the love fibers, I'll go ahead and keep it that way. Yeah, this is fine. But yeah, this is something. Whoa, I lost a piece. Did I? Yeah. Okay. Wow, 1 piece got sold. Okay, nice. So yeah, this is something I'm suggesting. Go ahead and go for a 5. Weapon wise, if you want to invest something, that is nice. Weapon, not that expensive. Granted, there's only 1 weapon compared to 3 units you need, so weapon price is always a lot cheaper. So quartz. So we can actually look at a 7 slot here. Actually look at a 7 slot. Quartz sold 7 slots, only 1 mil. Now, if you want to make a 6, it's only 500k. It's not that expensive. It's really not that expensive anymore. So if you want to invest, go ahead and invest in some weapons. Very, very nice weapons. Go ahead and invest in that. I don't suggest you guys invest in the units. It's just not. To be honest, for me, I mean, I've been grinding and fixing for 3 years now, 2.5. From my experience, I'll just say it's not worth it. The 6 slot right now is just not worth the money. Back then, when it's only around 6-7 mil for 1 piece, yeah, go for it. You know, if that was the money, how much it is right now for 1 piece, I say go for it. But this is ridiculous. The inflation on ship 2 is going out of control because people are just monopolizing things. I'm one of them, but I won't say what I'm monopolizing. I guess if I do, people's gonna flame me later on a mail for it. But I'll go ahead and sell this later on. This is actually a really nice buy here. It's actually got one power 3 and 2 of the 1s. This is something that is really nice to have 1s in here. If it doesn't have 1, the price becomes a little bit cheaper, because then it becomes harder to fix on a 6 slot, because then you have to choose 3 more options, 5 more options with the power 5. But with the power 5, you have 2, so you need 3 options left, which the other 2 pieces can give you, which is not that bad. But yeah, that's about it. Go ahead and I hope you guys have luck. Good luck on the on your fixes for the next update that's coming up on a 10%. Hope you guys get something nice. If you guys have any questions in game, go ahead and mail me. I am on ship 2. Name is right here, Rimu. Go ahead and click the like button if you want. Subscribe and let me know on your thoughts on how to what you guys want to see next, and just go ahead and let me know. And guess I'll leave it at that for today.